Made it. Oh, man. Just gonna wait. I guess I should put in the group that I'm live. Even I think you're the only one that watches live. Lacey. Okay. I'm live right now on YouTube. That's it. Hey, Lacey. That's all I put on the post. I'm live on YouTube. No link. No nothing. How are you doing? I am barely hanging on, man. I'm alive. It's a good thing. What's going on? You got some shit done in your camper? Mm-hmm. I'm sure. You said you were in the building phase of it now, yeah? Yeah. It's hard working on that shit. It's hard. I went and visited my friend in, I'm so out of it right now. I went to visit my friend in Maryland. You still have to pull out the roof. Man, y'all are like, seriously, man, to the bones. You're probably having to replace the bones too. I've decided I'm not doing that shit. Listen, I've decided this is what this whole challenge, doing this envisioning exercise, what this did for me was actually because I was like, okay, well, what is it that I really want? And not just for this, not just for like this $1,000, but like, what is this leading up to? Like, what the fuck is my goal? Because I was feeling like, oh, maybe I'm tired of the camper, like, and then I remembered why I got the camper. And I was like, okay, I'm digging the camper, but what is, like, I want something and I couldn't figure out what it was because I want stability, but on my own terms, because I'm not going to be a prisoner. My hair won't stop getting in my face. I just shared this video of a little girl on Facebook, and she's brushing her hair and her sister's behind her taking a selfie or whatever. The little girl starts banging herself in the head with the hairbrush. Did you see that? And I bust up laughing because that was me, man. Oh my God, I would get so mad at my hair. And I got a perm. My mom gave me a perm at like 12 years old, which I don't know what the fuck that was about. And then wouldn't help me fucking brush my hair. Oh my God. I would beat the shit out of myself. When I saw that video of that little girl doing it, I was like, oh, it's not just me. Other little girls hated their hair too. Oh, I loved it and I hated it. So anyway, I was focusing on all of this, and I'm like, well, okay, if I'm manifesting something, I better come correct about what I want to manifest. Time to get specific. And everything I was like searching for, I was like, no, that's not it. That's not it. And I was like, well, what the fuck do I want? If I do what I want, I got to know what I want. So I realized that what I want is property. That's where I'm at right now. I'm a little camper. We can deal with this camper. I'm going to do it fixing up whenever I get home. I was going to do some extra shit fuck that. I'm over it. I'm ready to just have it put together. So I'm going to put it together with the intention of selling it somewhere. But I want property. So now I'm just trying to figure out, where do we want to live? Everyone keeps saying Colorado. I think that might be a little too cold, but I have to find a place to live where I'm not breaking any laws just by being me. California was where I was really thinking, and then they just passed those vaccination laws. I got to be able to grow my own pot plants. I got to be able to live off grid. I got to be able to free range children. Jesus, that's something we have to say now. Not vaccinate, homeschooling, unschooling is all good. Yeah. And I'm also really working on my business plan. Because the plan is, Lacey, since it's just us in here, if I can write my business plan, and then I know I'm going to get an investor or sponsored or something. As soon as I get this out there, I know it's going to be supported. So the land will be nonprofit, because I'll be holding classes on it. But it'll also be where we live. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure out how to work that so that basically I can get the land so that I get grants for living on it. That's what I'm working on. Property-wise, Idaho is awesome for people leaving you the heck alone. Yeah. Oh, they're opposed to cannabis? Really? It's so surprising for me. So Carlos, because ideally it would be a place where Carlos, their dad, is okay with living. And being someone from Puerto Rico, he doesn't really like snow. I love it up here. I love it up here. But I don't know. Oh, that's the other thing, is I have to be able to deal with kratom. Because kratom is illegal in some states. It's all bananas. But I'm working on finding that spot and working on, I'm just going to start doing the business plan. Because I've been putting it off for fucking years. And now I can see it. I can see the land. I really can. I can see it. Woo! Oh, see? Yep. Oh, I'm so excited. I am so fucking excited. I'm so excited. So that's what I envisioned, And the thing is it'll just show up. It'll just be like, oh, here. Arizona is another place that kind of calls to me. But I don't know any of their laws or anything. So we'll see. But that is what I envisioned. I felt amazing. I see little tiny homes. Well, right now what I see is me having my own little bit, house on my own property and an outside shower and bathtub with hot water running to it. What did you work on? What did you manifest? Staying alive. That's how I feel today. I'm like, I survived a weekend. It was a lot of traveling. Yeah. What I'm looking forward to is it being so magnificent. It makes up for all of the times I've had to start and stop. And you've seen, it's the longest process ever. Eat your food, Tina. I'm just so ready to see it. I'm just like, all right. So much stuff is coming up now. Whoa, for healing. I'm like, yeah. And now I've gone through enough of these, I feel like I'm in a washing machine. Everything's getting jumbled up again. I've gone through enough of these to know that, woo, big shit's coming. Because that's how it works. So anyway, all right. So we're going to go and read day 12. And okay. This one, I think, is, again, really important. Because, like, I have a rule that if someone around me, I don't care if we're texting, I don't care if we're face-to-face, I don't care. If you say something negative about yourself, you have to say 3 nice things to counteract every one negative thing. So in our house, we don't talk negatively about ourselves. And it's fucking amazing. Like, it really helps. I was in an AA meeting, and this one dude said, would you ever let anyone else talk to you the way you talk to yourself in your head? And I took a minute to, like, analyze. I was like, I would straight up punch someone in the face if they talk to me the way I talk to myself in my own head. And I was like, maybe that's not such a good, I at least wouldn't want to be their friend. I wouldn't keep someone around me that was telling me, I didn't do something right all the time, or that, I was ugly or dumb, or I was saying some mean shit, right? So that became my rule. And now it's great, because now my kids, I'll catch them doing it to each other. You have to say 6 nice things about yourself now. And they'll be like, ugh, I'm smart, I'm funny, I'm handsome, I can draw good. Okay, come on, 2 more. I love it. So mad that they're, okay, say nice things. It's adorable. I love it. But and I do it to myself in my own head. I don't let myself slide, because the ramifications of that are intense. So today's is, your word is your wand. I mean, we speak things into existence, and it all starts on a thought vibration first. So if that's the vibration that we're oscillating at, that's going to manifest physically, right? So that happens in various ways as well. So growing up, how often did you tell your mother to tell you, how often did your mother tell you to watch your language, or you will have some sort of privilege taken away from you? For me, it was always my precious cell phone. Okay. This is a young person. I just realized because I did not have cell phones when I was a kid to be taken away. This is a millennial. I don't know why I assumed that she was going to be at least in her 30s. I don't know why. Thank you. All right. Today, I'm going to bring you back to those days when you were not allowed to say bad words, or you would get punished. Today is the day you learn to watch your language as it pertains to money. What do I mean here? Well, if the child version of this was to have your cell phone taken away, with the adult equivalent to having money taken away from you, we certainly don't want that, right? Well, if the child version of this was to have your cell phone taken away, the adult equivalent of having money taken away from you. Yes. Okay. I get it now. You got it? I get it. You got it? Yeah. Yeah. My kids don't have a cell phone either. Well, they have a phone that they have at the house for when we're not home. So, but no, they're not walking around with active phones. Maybe I shouldn't say that on, in case people get fucking weird. Don't get weird. So So allow me to explain. How many times have you said the following phrases? I can't afford blah. This is too expensive. I wish I could buy blah. Maybe when I'm rich, I'll do blah. Those rich people, blah. That's for rich people. Sorry, I can't. I'm broke right now. Oh, those phrases make me icky. I didn't mean any of that. I was just reading a book, universe. Did you know that whenever you say these phrases, you're literally creating affirmations that perpetuate a scarcity mentality? You're manifesting everything that you declare out loud into the world, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. And this is why being a conscious creator is really important, because like a lot of us, when we're in the beginning of these learning phases of manifesting things, we'll see our life will get fucking wonky, man. It's like up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You know, you're creating like miracle things, and then other things are like, what the fuck? And then it comes to this point where you realize that, well, if I'm taking credit for manifesting this awesome shit, then I have to also take credit for manifesting this bogus shit. Like, what was I thinking that I was in a vibrational alignment for this bullshit, you know? And so that is a sign that we're still not being like really, you know, conscious on what's going on. And it's such a delicate, it's one of those things where it's like you want to really, you know, watch these things, and at the same time, when you know, are fucking human and slip into humanism, not humanism, but you know, humanness, whatever, then also not shaming ourselves, because then that is like, you know what I mean? I think that's the trickiest thing, is being in those moments where I realize I'm about to tear myself down, and then remembering, oh wait, well, if I'm responsible for what I'm creating, then I'm going to slow this roll down real quick and just not do that. Because when I do that, I see that chaos reflected in my experience, you know, 100%. So, you know, the more that we can remain like, you know, clear and focus on the language that we're speaking with. And, you know, it comes to a point where it just gets easier and easier and easier. But in the beginning, it's these tiny little shifts in our language that it just makes the biggest fucking difference. And it's so weird, because you would think, why would just changing a word around, you know, make so much difference? But it really does. I don't know why. She's swallowed the fly, perhaps she'll die. Yeah. Then you feel guilty. Well, you can choose to feel guilty for knowing you're manifesting bad stuff. Sometimes I choose to feel guilty about it. But again, instead of that, I'm like, oh, well, I'm not gonna feel guilty. Obviously, does feeling guilty feel good? No. So if it doesn't feel good, then it's not in alignment for what, you know, source energy has for me planned. You know, I'm out of alignment. So I'm like, all right, well, you know, if the universe doesn't want me to talk bad about myself, who am I to deny the universe what the universe wants? You know what I'm saying? All right, I'll just not beat myself up. And it's so hard. You know why? Like, what is that? What is that? That we have this resistance to just being kind to ourselves. Like this ingrained, like, no, you're supposed to tear yourself down. You're supposed to feel bad for being human. You know? Like, what the fuck? You know? So that's what I do. I just sit there and I'm like, okay, well, what would it feel like to not feel bad about this? And like, I swear, from outside people looking in, I think 90% of the time I'm like this. Because I'm like listening, you know, I'm like, all right, wait a minute. All right. I'm in here and I'm up here all the time. I'm just like, okay, wait, that doesn't feel good. It's like the equivalent, the energetic equivalent of like being in a mall in New York during Christmas time. However, you're like, oh, I'm sorry. No, no, ma'am, I'm sorry. Oh, excuse me. Oh, shit, I'm sorry. Nope, that's not. Nope. Oh, you're not my wife. Like just bumping into ideas that don't feel good and like, oh, that's not it. All right, what the fuck feels better here? And 90% of the time, what feels better is I'm just like, even if right now, I'm feeling uncomfortable, I can look at my life and see that I'm taking steps, to feel better. And I'm proud of that. That pride trumps whatever shame I'm giving myself at the time. If it was meant to be a different way, it would be, So, I don't know if we finished there, but I don't think we did. Hold on. All right. In my head, a lot. Family things, I'm ignoring them, but I'm just in my head. Yeah, I'm listening. That's what I mean. Like, that is why I thought I was schizophrenic. Because I was like, no, I'm definitely receiving information. But the thing is it's not like these weird voices that are telling me all kinds of crazy shit. It's like, it's not even voices. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just this like communication, I can't really explain it, but I love it. And it's not telling me to like hurt people or anything like that. It gives me the information that like I then fucking leads me to do other shit and then each thing I'm doing is just getting better and better. If I am schizophrenic, I'm going to keep listening to these voices because they're a lot nicer than the voices I had 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Shit. So I have nice voices now. And a big change for me, I'll tell you, a big change for me was when I did mushrooms and for the first time. And it was just a couple of years ago when I had that house. And I went outside. I had a beautiful backyard. Oh my God, it was so gorgeous. I was so grateful I had that. And the trees started whispering to me like, hey, we love you. Hey, you're too hard on yourself. You're doing a really great job. You're trying really hard. Like they were like telling me all this really nice stuff. And the butterflies were like, you're beautiful, because I had butterflies everywhere. It was like a fucking utopia garden. And I was just like, well, if the universe doesn't want me talking bad about myself and the trees think I'm all right, then like, who am I to beat up on myself, irrespective of who I am? So again, I think that also goes along with you see what you are looking for. If I'm looking at myself for things to beat up on, I'll find it. If I'm looking for stuff to love about myself, I'll find that too. So when you say you can't afford something, you're manifesting to the fact that you'll never afford it. You're manifesting the fact that you'll never afford it. When you say that something is expensive, guess what? It will always be expensive. If something is for rich people and you don't see yourself as rich, then you'll never have this desire that is apparently only saved for rich people. This is something I'm working on. This is definitely something because I'm learning how to talk about money. I've always, in previous years, I've been really stuck in the lacking mindset. And just like when I came across the concept of self-love, I had to figure out the language and what it looked like. This is that for me right now. I'm like, we're going through this shit together. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. Even if what you're saying is technically true, like for instance, you literally can't buy something that has a price tag of $1,000 that you really want, pretend like you can. Act as if. I don't mean go to the $1,000 in debt. What I mean is to pretend that you have the $1,000 sitting in your bank account right now and actually buy it using your imagination. Visualize yourself. Oh, scheiße. I already wrote I have a alarm that goes off at night at 7:30 to remind me to write my manifestation and goals for the next day. And when I get it done before the alarm goes off, I'm like, win. I beat you. So what I mean is to pretend, yep. Visualize yourself spending the money and acquiring the thing just as if it were actually happening. Feel all the feelings you would actually feel if this thing was in your possession. You may not be physically spending the money, but energetically, you totally are. I do mental energetic spending all the time as one of my money manifesting tricks. I will walk around a store, the mall, or even a street of beautiful houses I want and just buy things, mentally spending the money all day long. I constantly repeat to myself, wow, so cheap. I can afford this. I can afford that. Thank you. So instead of perpetuating a reality of being broke forever, you can start saying to yourself, I can afford whatever. I love being so rich and wealthy that I can do whatever. I have so much money flowing into my bank account right now. It's so exciting. Wow, everything is so cheap. I would like to say inexpensive in place of cheap because cheap still has a lower connotation. Yeah. You mean you want to set an alarm for that stuff too? Because you don't need to. You really don't. You want to because you want the benefit that comes from that consistency. And there are some days where it goes off and I'm like, meh. I don't wanna. You know what I mean? And then the next day I get what I set myself up for. Chaos. Yeah. See? But it's so good I love that we have accountability now, because like a bunch of us in the group, there's a main group of girls that maybe y'all aren't working like back and forth with each other, but we're all doing the whole, accountability thing where it's just so great. We love it. I don't care what our circumstances are telling you right now, because at an energetic level, everything you ever desired is already yours. It's a matter of matching your vibration to the vibration of the object, event, or situation that you desire in order to bring it to the physical realm. You create your reality every second of the day. You are always co-creating with your creator, and you have all the power to decide what it is that you want. Whatever you want, you can have. Speak it into existence on a daily basis. The $1,000 you're trying to manifest from the daily lessons in this book, it's already in your wallet, pocket, bank account. Remember this. Enough of the self-sabotaging, self-limiting phrases. Your words have an insane power over your life. As Frances Scovel Shinn titles one of her books, your word is your wand. Only speak what you want to come true. I was telling Sunny about us. We were talking about how easy it is to curse people and how even a blessing can be a curse. Because, for example, if a grandmother, wishes, like, blesses her granddaughter with settling down with like a nice man and having a family and, having a stable job that keeps her around town. But the granddaughter is like a lesbian that wants to go to New York to do fashion or whatever, that blessing would be a curse. And so it's like sometimes I want to yell at someone and I don't want to be like creating negative karma for myself by cursing someone. So I was in an almost car accident and I yelled out the window that I said, I hope you get everything that you want. And the guy was like, okay. And I was like, and he was so confused because like my voice was like not the good side of what you want. I'm taking advantage of the fact that you are not a conscious creator. It's like you're cursing yourself. And Sunny said something about like how delicately I insult people. So if that's what people say about me, that I delicately insult, I'm all right with that. So your money babe action today is to start speaking only what you want to manifest and answer the following questions. What are some of the limiting phrases you have been saying lately that are related to money? Where did they come from? Who did you learn them from? Can you see how they've been manifesting into your reality? Can you find examples of you literally living out what you're saying? Yes. Can you replace these limiting phrases with their opposite counterpart? That's always my MO. Like, ooh, I'm thinking this, that feels shitty. What's the opposite of that? Boom. That? Yeah, that feels better. All right. We'll go with that. And people, it's so funny because people will be like, oh, so you're just always supposed to like do what makes you happy? Like, yeah. Yep. Well, what if, going and killing 30 people makes me happy? That's not going to make you happy. It might, you thinking about doing it might bring relief. But in actuality, if you go and you do that and you end up getting put on death row, that's not something that you really want. So in actuality, going and killing 30 people is not what you want. That's like always what people say. What if I want to go hurt someone? Oh yeah, really? Are you okay with jail? Obviously not, or you would have already done it, So yeah, follow thoughts that bring relief. If it feels like shit is not in alignment. It's like that easy. Easy said, whole other kit and caboodle to implement it, I say it with ease, and I also know, So I think that's a big one too, is realizing that when you realize what you really want, you're not a bad person, Like think about what it is you really want. Nobody really wants to go and hurt people. Maybe people want, some sort of a fucked up outlet, but it's not because they really want to hurt people. It's because they're hurting so bad. You know what I mean? That it spreads. So, yeah. What phrases are you committing to saying from now on to create the reality that you do want? Ta-da's! Ta-da's! It got dark. I feel like I can blindfold me with dental floss. Like, every time before I get on, I partake And then I'm like, yeah, I look fine. And I get on camera and I'm like, jeez. I look like Jim Brewer. You know that goat man? Yay, it's bedtime! Yay! Oh my God. I got so sick yesterday. I was so sick. I had some sort of a stomach thing going on and threw up all day. It was horrible. It was horrible. So I'm still like, ugh. But I'm going to go in and watch The Voice with my dad. These are one of our special times because I think I told you already, he's in the front of the TV all the time. That's all he does. And I can't stand TV. Plus, it's really loud. So, because, he's almost 70. On the October 22nd, he'll be 70. And so I got shit to do. So I'm not sitting in front of the TV. But at night, it was America's Got Talent. And we would watch out together. And that ended. So now it's The Voice. And I actually really like this one. So I'm going to go watch it with my daddy. And tomorrow I will be up at my regular time. And yeah, Lacey, I really love the concepts that you're coming up with for like what it looks like the metaphysical and I guess that's really what it should be, metaphysical misfit apothecary and coaching services. Like, does that sound, that's a mouthful, but it's already like the brand that I'm building, so it just makes sense, to keep it metaphysical misfit. And then I think I'm going to focus on putting together a little online store, but I'll figure all of that out. I want to focus on something. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get all willy-nilly again. It's time to focus. What can I do? What's right in front of me? So I'm trying to I am reining in that wildness. You don't have to say all of it. It can be on the title still. Yeah. Like the tagline, right? I think that's it. But we'll talk about it, not during the live. But I'll see you in the morning. Have a good night. Get lots of rest. And I shall see you then. Bye.